Hi, it's day 13 of my journey to alignment. I'm Marty Braden, coming to you from Bountiful, Utah, as I record my video journal tonight. Just barely. I say just barely because of how my day ended, and I'll explain. One of the things I learned from my day today is that breaking down one's goals, especially the big ones, takes some time to figure out what steps you need to come up with so that you can be successful. I learned that only when I'm committed to seeing them through by listing those little bites down, those pieces that make up the complete goal, and then doing them, only then can those dreams start to manifest themselves in my world. I also learned that the subconscious mind and the vibrational mind do in fact come back to you to tell you ideas and ways or steps here and there to get the job done, so you can do the little bites of the bigger goal and get them to come through that portal of the mind into your world of the physical. For example, as you know, I have 4 main goals related to 4 different areas of my life that I want to accomplish this year so that I have a great year. The first one is personal, spiritual, intellectual, and social. And today, as I was making up my to-do list, I put down the task of getting a calendar like I talked about, or printing one off, so I can use it to schedule social time with the people on my list that I wrote down. And of course, I need to write that down on the list of to-dos of the people, or at least on the calendar, of who I want to socialize with on the inside of that front page that calendars have. I need to therefore make up that list, write it down, and then meet with Kathleen with that calendar in hand to come up with some dates that will work for both of us, and we can get to know some of these people. What's so crazy is, as I thought about doing this, and even as I was doing it, I immediately had the reminding thought that the National College Football Championship game was on tonight, and the idea that I could invite someone came into my mind. In fact, the image of my brother Don and my son Zed, who's single, came into my mind as well. I even imagined them sitting in my living room, sitting on the couch in the recliners, and us having a great time together. That's the kind of ideas or thoughts that come to me. That's how I have them. They're usually pictorial or pre-play movies of what I'd like to have things be or see like I want them to see. So, see them. So I wrote the steps down on my to-do list. Number 1, text Dawn and text Zed. And then get dinner for everyone, if they say yes to the invite. Well, after 9 in the morning, I did the text to Don and Zed and got positive replies back from both of them. And so the game was on with the family. They both showed up and we had a great time. Oh, and I should say that at 5:30 p.m., all of a sudden was prompted that I need to get out the door and go get dinner for all of us because it was 6 o'clock coming up real quick. I called Kathleen to ask what she would like for her dinner, and she told me, and so all of us had a great meal and we enjoyed the night. It was great to be together. As I did each task this morning, the overall goal started to show up in my world of the physical. The steps were on my list to do. One by one, they got done, each piece. And ultimately, the goal was accomplished. And it made a great emotional deposit in my brother's and son's emotional bank account, and in mine too. I'm so glad that my subconscious and vibrational minds were working and did their job to support my goal. So that's a perfect example that shows exactly what I learned about setting goals. Having a social goal for an entire year seemed quite daunting to me. But in fact, it's ended up being just a few bites. There's my phone. I'm going to hang up on that. It's ended up being just a few bites at a time. And now I know I can do this goal and do these steps the rest of the year as I want to socialize. In other words, in other words, I'm accomplishing that goal, and I had a great start to it today. Anyway, because the game went on so long, I had a few adjustments to my normal routines, of course. After a little while into the game, Kathleen did her heart practice and then went upstairs to our bedroom for some quiet time together, for herself. At 9:30 p.m. in a break, I went up to do our end of the day success routine, so we've been doing it every day since we started, but I found her asleep. And I didn't feel good about waking her up, and so I decided I would just do it after the game by myself. My whole day was perfect. After the game was over and Don and Zed finally left, it was pretty late though. I went upstairs to type out my notes for today's video journal entry that I'm doing right now, and then record the entry for today. I didn't save the thoughts before I did the recording, and after recording my entry, I went to save it, and somehow, I don't know how, I'd actually deleted it. And so I had to record it over. However, in trying to open up my notes to make a few changes and to save it for me to go through like I'm doing now, somehow I deleted the note file too. I can't figure out what the heck I did. So I was going to have to start all over, type it out, and then do the video that I'm doing now. But I was really tired. So I decided it could wait until tomorrow morning, just like I did with Sunday's notes and video on Monday morning. I therefore just went to bed. Well, for more than 15 minutes, I laid in my bed with my eyes closed, trying to go to sleep. But my minds were all hollering at me saying, "You have to end the day strong, Marty. Don't do this to yourself. Get up, win the day. Do it now." How could you sleep with that going on in your head? It's like a blaster player right there at the side of my head. So I slithered out of bed and went back into my office and slapped my face, tried to wake myself, and I did my end of the day success routine, took a few notes, and then I retyped this video's thoughts for the day, and I'm now recording my video before I go ahead and go on to bed. Let me just say, I'm not doing it perfect, as you see, I'm really tired, but that's what I meant when I said just barely. Man, oh man, what an evening I had. It was a great day. It was a unique evening, but it's done. The fact that I caught myself slipping downward, and so I didn't let the earlier failure distract or derail me from completing my 13-day streak was the big thing I did and accomplished today. I feel so successful. You're a winner, Marty. I've answered what didn't I go do so well today, and what went well, and what did I do well today? And so that leaves the third question to finish before I close this off. Did the things I got done today move my goals, or at least those pieces of them, into my world of the physical? And what were those pieces? Well, you better believe it. Like I shared with you, they certainly did, and I'm now finding it easier to recognize how powerful it is to think right, to do the tasks I said I would do, keep those promises to myself, and then watch for the pieces of my big goal or dreams coming through the portal into my world of the physical, one piece or one step at a time. So today I finished the whole morning routine, my morning schedule throughout the day into the afternoon, my to-do list, I got them done, and my end of the day success routine. I didn't go to bed and stay there. I got up and did it, and my video journal entry. Today had a bump in the road, but I recovered. When Kathleen came through the door from work earlier tonight, I said, "She's home," and got up off the couch and hugged her and said, "I love you, and here's your dinner, and I'm glad you're home." My last question to answer is, what will I do better tomorrow? Well, I can tell you, I am certainly going to be real careful to not make the same mistake and lose files like I did today. Whew, that was wild. My power statement for tomorrow, therefore, is I will be real careful to not get so fast in my thoughts and, getting my fingers typing my pages and then filing those documents and risk deleting them. I'm going to be careful. And this is going to stick in my mind, so I remind myself, be careful, you're going too fast. I may be really tired tonight, as you can tell, and it's really late, but I do feel successful. And I got to see part of my big goal come into the world of the physical a piece at a time, and boom, I had some great social time with my family. So today was a 10 in my book. Until tomorrow night, I wish you all success. Good night.